Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I'm going to feature Miracle Rogue. It's not really a how to play video because I'm not quite sure where I'm going with Miracle Rogue yet. I've been trying out a lot of different builds and trying to really work out how the deck is supposed to be performing right now. Because according to various Hearthstone statistics sites, Miracle Rogue is currently a tier 3 or tier 4 deck, so it's not doing very well in the meta. There are two clear reasons for that. One is also variants of aggro Paladin, so whether it's Silverhand Recruits, pure aggro Murloc Paladin, and the other is Secret Mage. Especially Secret Mage is practically impossible to beat this Miracle Rogue, and Paladin matchups can be hard, but they can sometimes be beatable. Then we come to various more control-ish matchups where Warlock can do nasty things to you even though it's kind of okay, and then at least there's Priest that you can always try to prey upon. So what does a Miracle Rogue look like in the current meta? I'm quite confident that the Miracle Rogue build is a Leroy based build and not a Valeera and Arcane Giants based build. Those are just way too slow for the current meta to work. So basically there are two important things in Miracle Rogue. First is the Falderai Strider, which shuffles all these 4/4 spiders into your deck, and then you can pull them from the deck when you have your Gadgets and Auctioneer turn. And the other is the Ending Burst damage, which consists of Leroy Jenkins, Shadow Step, and Cold Blood. So you can have up to 20 burst from hand, which is pretty sweet. And if you happen to have a Preparation and Sap to throw into the mix, then you have up to 20 damage from hand, even if there is a taunt on the way. So when you're facing a control matchup with Miracle Rogue, you try to get your Strider out, you try to start getting those spiders out, dealing that incremental damage, and then finally finish them off with Leroy. Whereas when you're facing an aggro deck, then you try to gain board control with the spiders. You need much more of your removal, like SI7 Agent Backstab, and try to stabilize, remove the threats of the aggro deck. However, that is very difficult to do in the current meta because things like Silverhand Recruit Paladin just creates tons and tons of recruits, and the only real AoE you have available is Fan of Knives. So you're running out of AoE very rapidly in that matchup. Sometimes you can still do things like you backstab, you SI, you dagger down something. You can do multiple things in a turn, so sometimes it can still work out okay. And as for Secret Mage, well, I just don't even bother anymore. But yeah, this is a Miracle build that I've been reasonably satisfied with so far. I might do a full how to play video on this later if it turns out to be good enough. This video showcased more of the route that I took to get to this point, because there are a few card choices in Miracle, ones that I think you need to mix and match and try to find the perfect fit. So for example, in this deck there are a number of cards that I don't consider absolutely essential and could be changed according to meta. At times I've even been questioning whether Edwin Van Cleef is a core Miracle card. The meta is very heavy on silence, so the usefulness of Edwin goes down rapidly as game progresses. I still win some games with a like coin prep Edwin on turn 1 or something like that, but it's more difficult to win games with Edwin now than it has ever been before. Then there are a number of cards that might be included in the deck or not, or their numbers might be tweaked a little. Is Double Shiv correct? Is Shaku the right choice? I think Shaku has been pretty nice because it goes on board in stealth, so you're guaranteed to have that minion for the next turn. Is Double Elven Minstrel the right solution, or is one enough? I think you want at least one because you want that minion draw. And what is the right count of Vilespine Slayer and Sap? I'm currently using 2 Sap, 1 Vilespine Slayer, and I noticed that Kyong had, for example, changed in his list into 1 Sap and 2 Vilespine Slayers, also kind of a meta call. And if some of these cards were got, then what to put in their place? I have attempted with Eater of Secrets, and that was bad. Don't do it. Secret Mage matchup is not worth trying to tech for. You're not finding that card in time. Even though Miracle Rogue has a lot of card draw thanks to the Gadgets and Auctioneer, that card draw just doesn't come early enough in order to matter in the Secret Mage matchup, so you can't reliably get the Eater of Secrets out. I've also tried a little bit with Dark Reapers, and Dark Reapers actually were reasonable against many aggro decks, especially in combination with Cold Blood, so you are able to turn that Dark Reaper into a threat if needed. So that's one option. Firefly is another common option that would give you a little bit more ways to activate your combos, but it will also give a pretty bad draw from an Elven Minstrel, so upsides and downsides in that choice as well. I also tried to play without Cold Bloods for a while, but that was a bad idea, so don't try to do that. Overall, Miracle Rogue is an archetype that is suffering in the current meta, but I've been playing around with this for a while now, and I think this list is something that you can try to play. I don't really recommend it, it's not that powerful, but I think this is more powerful than most builds that I have tried. As always, I've prepared some gameplay material for you, and remember, if you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at some Miracle Rogue gameplay. I think I'm gonna try this hand. There's a Dark Reaper, there's a fan. There's no backstab SI, which would be pretty nice, but this might be able to get things done. It's on hardpoint, so people are playing it. Yeah, some people are playing it, of course, but it's not the new norm or anything like that. So I dagger there. Then we see if he has a Cold-Eyed Seer that he wants to use to buff the Tidecaller. If he doesn't, I might be able to fan. Yeah, this looks like a fan board to me. Of course, next turn there can be the call to arms. Maybe I fanned a bit too soon. Because there's still call to arms coming. Yeah. I really need to step up my game now. This is unacceptable. I can coin SI and dagger. That will leave me with just one Murloc. You can of course buff this or something, but... Okay, Gentle Megasaur when he plays 1-cost Murloc. Yeah, figured as much. But what does he get from the Megasaur? Divine Shield is so good. I'm actually not sure if it's so good, but it's okay. Don't Wasp on the Megasaur. I probably do, right? I want to zap some buffs, but I guess it's okay. I can kill this one. Then I can prep, zap on this, that one, and I can Vile Spine the Megasaur. I'll leave the Vile Spine on the board. I don't think he's going to kill it this turn, so I can Shadow Step it back to deal more damage. It's unlikely for him to be able to deal 4 damage to that one. It's very unlikely. Now in theory he could, but in practice it will still be difficult. I think it's fine for the Wildspan to kill this one here. I can just dagger down this one and play the Tar Creeper on the board. He should not be able to get to the Wildspan now. He might be able to silence the Tar Creeper and kill the Wildspan, which would leave me without any hard removal.
Your magic shall not.
Ah, he had exactly that. That's tough. That's tough. That was really, really tough. I mean, I know that was a possibility. I could have Shadow Stepped the Wildspan preemptively. I had the option to do that, but I chose to not do. I chose not to. Bit too many auctioneers. And then I'll shield there. Ooh, Strider is a good pick. So then I trade that one away and I get to play the Strider. Okay, this is good. Being down to 14 is bad, obviously.
Put this apple on your head.
Okay.
Reporting for duty.
Can he get hits? Yeah, I mean, if he gets 2 hits on the Strider, or 1, yeah, he's going to get a full board clear here. Oh dear, this looks really bad right now. Yeah, that's a full board clear. So unfortunate. I do like the Fan of Knives though. So I'll shiv there first. Can't get the Auctioneers up. That's tough. No reason to play Talnos here. Then we Fan. And dagger down that, but my health is getting too low. And I'm not getting the Auctioneers on the board. They are stuck in my hand. That's really awkward. And he finds the second call to arms. That's so good. And a Megazord. Ouch. Silence, he had everything. What can I do to recover? Hardly anything. I mean, he probably has Leroy there or above. So if I sap 1, I play the SI 7. That's not good enough. I have to go for a miracle. The SI 7 is not good enough. So I sap that one. And I shadow step this one. I'm gonna play a coin. Then I can hit here. And backstab that. But then I can't do any more. He has 8 on board. Oh, he only needs 2 from hand. He wins. Too bad. Well, I knew that was coming. I will try with the Falder I keep. Tell me about it, I've been trying to climb with it. Yeah, Matski, it's impossible if the meta is like this. Telespil, good evening. Good evening, Telespil. Good to see you. He kept a bunch of cards. So there's a reasonable likelihood for a Rockpool Hunter. I want to kill that before it gets Rockpool hunted. 90% win rate Big Priest at the moment. Hi, Taz. Because Big Priest is like 25% of Big Priest games end without anyone doing anything. 0 decision. I played Big Priest yesterday. 1/4 of the games were such that there were no decisions made during the entire game. That's Big Priest. Just because there were so many games where you didn't make any decisions. So that has got to be a redemption, right? Almost certainly.
Welcome to my web.
I'm not proccing it this turn. Let's wait. Yeah, I knew Call to Arms was coming. I was expecting the perfect hand. He gets to keep this one alive, so it still goes into the redemption. Unless I can find something else, which I now can. I want the Juggler redeemed. So we're eviscerating the Juggler. It's actually Noble Sacrifice. Well, that seems rather silly. Fine. But if he has Gentle Megazord now, it's still very, very good for him. I have to spend the coin here to get the Minstrel out, so that I can draw some minions. But I don't have an activator for Vile Spine. I have 5 cards in the deck that can activate Vile Spine next turn. Not looking good. I mean, if I play Talnos Shiv, I can kill the juggler. And I draw a couple of cards over the near future, which isn't all that bad. There's probably no reason for me to hit my face into either of these. Didn't draw anything to activate the Wildspine Slayer for next turn yet. Now I did. Okay. And the spiders are coming out. Okay, okay. Here come my spiders. Too bad both hydrologists were already spent. So then I'm going to coin Wildspine Slayer on Tarim. And SI7 agent on one of these Murlocs that I can then kill. But I will go down to 12. So if he has Leroy in hand, he has lethal. But I had no way to play around Leroy lethal here. So does he have Leroy? That's the big question. There's a small upside that that's not a Leroy. Well, Leroy will be lethal anytime anyway. I have 10, 14, 15, 19. I have 25. I'm one off. I'm one off, right? 10, 14, 15, 19, 25. Yeah, one off. If I take any damage, I'm dead to all weapons. I can't even set up lethal for next turn either. And let's double trade on this one. Trade here. Strider. Trade there. Hit face. Dagger up. But this still doesn't set up lethal for next turn either. 10, 14, 18, 19. I have 25. I actually have potential for lethal, but no taunts. That's lethal, right? 10, 18, 19, 25. Yes, that would be lethal. Phew. That was hectic. I might keep a sap to get rid of some buffs. Maybe even keeping sap is... yeah, maybe I should have just mulliganed everything. Alright, I found my Strider. So many tech cards. What tech cards? There's Eater of Secrets. There's one real tech card. Then you can count Tar Creeper as a tech card, I guess. In a way that it's an anti-aggro card. In general. But there's exactly one tech card in this list. So I'm not completely sure what you mean. Feels bad, man. I can't do anything with this hand. I have to sap that one back. How to count Dark Reaper's tech cards? Cards like Edwin which I consider call from Miracle cards. Yeah, but thus the point is that Edwin is not good when I mean, look at HS replay. More than 50% of decks run silence right now. More than 50%. I would argue that on these ranks it's even higher. What do you do with Edwin that always gets silence when you play it? But it's not a core card if the meta is... yeah, I don't understand. Cutting it is not a tech choice. But anyway, this game looks doomed. I just can't get anything done. Absolutely nothing done. So many secrets. So I'll backstab this one. And then I'll prep fan. We check for redemption and repentance. Redemption and get away, Kodo. There was that one. There can still be a noble sacrifice. There's almost guaranteed to be a noble sacrifice, actually. So I'll take that 2 from the noble sacrifice here. I kill another Murloc there. And I draw some minions from my deck. But it's looking really bad because I'm down to 17. Even though I have some modicum of board here, but he could just play Call to Arms. If he had Call to Arms, why didn't he play it last turn? Maybe he considered the secret turn better. Okay, what does the Megazord bring? Health. That's not too bad for me, right? I think I don't want to sacrifice any minions. I can't do that very well, right? When I could trade Coin, Talnos, Vilespine. Or I can trade this one into the 5/4. I guess I'll save the Vilespine still. Let's trade this one there. Use this one there. But I can play Talnos SI. Then I can get a board presence here. This Tiger is his last game. I think I'll play one more after this at least. I mean, it is pretty late, but I just haven't felt like I've got this working as well as I want yet. There's still something more that I want to achieve with this. Lever doesn't do much. Nothing I have does a lot here. And no way to draw. Well, there's one way to draw a card with the Talnos. Because I need to draw a card with Talnos. Sap.
Lights out.
This is not good. I probably needed to play the Vilespine Slayer that turn instead of drawing with Talnos. But what if I drew something like an Auctioneer? Then that would have been fine. I could have got a really big Auctioneer off. It's 1 in 9 to draw an Auctioneer. Maybe not good enough odds. Thal's Auctioneer didn't work in the last couple of games. Do you think it's still good keeping 2 of them? Well, it's no longer a Miracle Rogue if you don't have the Auctioneers. But it has always been like that. Sometimes Auctioneer works, sometimes it doesn't. That has not changed. Auctioneer, Coin, Prep, Sap. I can do that next turn. Let's try this. Now if he has a charge Murloc, that's a problem. How likely is it that he has a charge Murloc there? I think it's pretty unlikely. Next turn we're going in with the Auctioneer. They usually don't play Blue Chill, do they? Actually, I've seen a lot of Blue Chill lately. Yes, they do play Blue Chill sometimes nowadays.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Prep now. I guess I'm prepping. But what do I prep? So with the Dark Reaper draw, I prepped the sap on the... on which one? I could prep Fan. I don't absolutely have to sap a Wall Leader here. I can prep Fan. Trade away the Wall Leader. I can trade away the entire board.
This guy's toast.
I can Shadow Step this one. Come on, come on, come on.
This guy's toast.
Got it. Okay. We cleared the board. I'm dead to Leroy now. If I went with the Dark Reaper and left Murlocs up, I would have avoided the Leroy lethal. Maybe this isn't good. But the odds of him having Leroy are relatively low, right? Was it better to go with Dark Reaper? Okay, he's at 20. How much damage do I have? I have 10, 14. I have easily enough damage. So we sap that fellow. Then we play Leroy. And Gold-blooded a couple of times. And then we kill him. I think this is working slightly better now. I think I can keep a Strider against Priest. Because if it's like Spiteful Priest, I really want that big board of spiders. Okay. I guess Combo Priest is the most likely thing. I don't want to coin the spider. This has got to be a big priest, right? So let's say it's a big priest. I want to apply some pressure. I'm dropping an SI7 agent there. Maybe I didn't need to hit with the dagger actually. Next turn is the Strider. It's a big priest with Barnes and 4. Okay, well, that was a loss then. Can't help it. Can't win every time. I can't lead the Zera up. But I can do this. Then I can prep the Fan.
Hey, lights
Then I can kill the Barnes. If he resurrects to Zera now, I can still Vile Spine it. So maybe I can raise, but it's very unlikely. I can save the coin. Let's do backstab Vile Spine. We're trying to raise here. But I guess he clears the board this turn. I see no reason not to. I mean, he had Barnes on 4 and Servitude on 5. What else do you really want as a big priest? And Dragonfire on 6, so... How likely is it that he runs Potion of Madness? I need cards, so I'm taking the risk. He either has Potion of Madness or not. Usually they don't want to run Potion of Madness because it messes up the Resurrect pool. So I think he doesn't have Potion of Madness there. But he probably can kill these minions via other means anyway. Or he can just chill and wait. I have to go with the Auctioneer. I need cards. I really need cards. Do I even backstab a minion of my own? I think I'll eviscerate first at least. Maybe I backstab my Talons to draw a bunch of cards. It looks like I'm backstabbing my own Talons here. Time to play the coin. Do I want another draw? Yeah, I need another draw. But no cold blood yet. He can probably wipe this board too. I mean, if he can't, I can maybe even kill him. If he goes something like Lich King, but why would he ever do that? So I have 11 from hand. But then Leroy would just die. What if I Leroy Coldblood and kill one of the whelps? Does he have 1 damage? They don't always have 1 damage. But that would be my only charger. So is there a way for me to build a board first? And then try to go in with Leroy? Maybe if I shift face. Drawing another auctioneer is nice.
This guy's toast.
Maybe.
Here we go.
We'll see. I have a sap, but I don't have enough reach. I have 10 from hand, 11. I have 14, and he's at 15. So I need to draw something. I have 14. I have 14. I have another sap in the deck, so I could play auctioneer and sap this now. And hope that I can find another sap before he gets to do anything else. There's another cold blood, but it's not enough for now. I could play double cold blood. That's 8, 11, 12 damage. That's the best thing I can do here. This is the best thing I can do here. Because this means that I still have a sap out if he tries to taunt up again. Then I can sap into Leroy maybe. But if he plays a greater healing potion and a board clear, then I don't think I have any outs left. He still has so many clears left that he can just stall long enough. Well, that doesn't do. Oh, he's going to play Anduin. Oh, that was a nice move. A little bit unexpected. But luckily not enough.
Time's up. Let's do this.
I try to keep the auctioneer, because I have real big trouble also finding the auctioneers. This weakens my early game. But priest is not exactly the fastest class, so maybe that's something I can do. Alright, got the dagger up turn in safety, that's good. I have the strider for 4. Ooh, I can actually play stuff already. That's not bad. He still has the coin. He mulliganed all the cards, so his hand should be relatively weak. Okay, it's actually combo priest. That should be fine. Combo dragon priest most likely then. It could be a big priest. Oh. Well, then that happened. And that happened. I need to shift to draw a card. Let's try it like this. Okay, we sap the statue back to the hand. So the statue out of the way. Next turn he can play a Dragonfire Potion, or a Psychic Scream even. Is it yet the Auctioneer turn? It's not yet the Auctioneer turn. Auctioneer turn is next turn.
This guy's toast.
This is a face-hitting turn. He has the coin, so he can also Psychic Scream at any time. He can get the Lich King out on 8. Oh, I mean on 7. He can get the Lich King out next turn. There's my Leroy. Leroy's a good card. Not sure if it's good enough, but it's a good card. Or if it's a raiding face. That seems to be everything we do this time. Well, that sucks a little bit. What is he looking for? Okay, more Dragonfire Potions. Next turn he can play a Lich King already, but he did spend the coin now. Does he have the Lich King?
This guy's toast.
Does he have the Lich King is the biggest question in my mind right now. Because I currently have 15 from hand. But if he has the Lich King, I can't use it. He has the Lich King. Well, that's bad. Oh, this is lethal. This is lethal. Took me a bit too long to figure that out. I think I take this hand. Let's try with this one. I have some minions to play. I get some spiders into my deck. I can start auctioneering them back. If it's 2, I have coin SI. But it's never 2 now, is it? And the answer is no, it's never 2. If I play Talnos, he could just Mortal Coil. I think it's probably better to just dagger up here. Do I want to coin the Minstrel? I have 8 cards in hand. I will get to draw another pair of minions. Next turn is the Mountain Giant turn, if he has a Mountain Giant. I don't really have an answer to a Mountain Giant. I guess I'm coining the Minstrel. But if he has a Mountain Giant now... I actually can answer a Mountain Giant with Talnos Eviscerate. That's interesting. That's not really the one that I want to sap usually. Not my favorite Eviscerate target either. 1 mana from being able to play SI and Shiv. Talnos Shiv is not enough. It would draw me a couple of cards though. I could just throw away the Falderay Strider to get the spiders into the deck. I think I just put the spiders into the deck. Keeps my card count a little bit lower. What kind of Warlock deck runs a Doomsayer anyway? Oh, that ruins Sap. If I had known that was coming. But of course I couldn't know that. But yeah, that really ruins my Sap. That's too bad. Then Sap would have been completely fine.
This guy's toast.
If I had known. Obviously I had no way to know. Now the only thing Sap does is buy me a turn. Now it doesn't do even that. Well, that was... I guess that was game then. Ha! Pretty fun and interactive. So then I would need to kill a big bunch of Void Lords. Is there a way for me to do it? I guess I'll play the Strider here. kill one of the Void Lords.
Hey, lights out.
I'll kill one of them. Nah, this was bad. Now we can just attack all the 1/3s into my spiders and do Hellfire afterwards. This didn't actually accomplish anything. Yeah. Well, recognized the mistake, but I guess I was a little bit tilted after seeing the Void Lord and the Faceless Manipulator and everything going perfectly for him all the time. I guess that can sometimes get to you, you know? So I can shiv. I can eviscerate. And I can hit here. Then I could fan or I could Dark Reaper. I think I'll fan. Let's try this. So we get rid of the Void Lords, but just like he wants.
Side effects? No. Trust me. Oh, yes.
And another lucky too. Oh man, that's so much stuff. So early in the game. I don't have any damage.
I got the best deals anywhere.
I have to play the Auctioneer, obviously. Can't even backstab a Doom God. I'll have to backstab that one. And then I prep. So that I can sap the Lackey. But I still can't kill a Doom God. I can play a Dark Reaper. But he can just Hellfire this board. He can even play the Lackey into Hellfire. Then the Lackey pulls Void Lord or Doom God at 50-50 rates. If he has the Cube and the Pact, he can just make more Doom Gods. But with the Dark Reaper and the Doom God at 5-3, that means that Doom God would have to at least attack into the Dark Reaper. Then he could again attack all the Void Walkers in, and Hellfire to get a board clear. And next turn he's again in a position where he can just play Gul'dan. He has the second Hellfire. He had both Hellfires. Oh, that was so beautiful. This was absolutely perfect. Except that I have exactly 16 damage, right? I prepped the sap, Leroy Coldblood. Yeah. Exactly 16. Sometimes. I guess sometimes things just work out. Well, I thought that game was pretty hopeless. But turns out it wasn't. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.